All right, man, Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today, I'm going to be redoing a video that I did. This is the 12 o'clock show. The other morning, I had put a video out, but the sound quality on it was very messed up. The reverb and all that stuff was messed up.
It sounded like this, but it was very eerie.
So I'm going to redo it over. I gotta feed my fans, you know what I'm saying? I gotta feed my people over here. Thank y'all for pointing that out. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all always help me out in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't like something and I deem that it's worthy to do over, I will do it over. If I don't, then we'll just be going back and forth in the comments. So, but y'all was right. And yeah, so I'm gonna do this one over. All right, so look. Before I get into that, I'm going to get my spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you are new here, let me work for your subscription today. Also, all the beautiful single ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content, and that's absolutely free. But if you want to donate, you can. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Also, let me know where you're from, too. I really appreciate it. They called me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, so we're going to get into it, man. I sound like a news anchor now. Somebody that's been doing this for a long time. So, yeah, man, we'll be back to discuss. All right, so let's get it, man.
Instagram last night, Kendrick broadened his scope from Drake to the culture as a whole. With a somber on the new song he dropped on Instagram last night, Kendrick broadened his scope from Drake to the culture as a whole, with a somber reflection detailing an image of a biblical apocalypse, letting the current state of culture burn to make way for a new earth, directly quoting the language of the book of Revelation, where John writes his own prophetic vision of the apocalypse. Shout out to JF Musics for pointing this out first, but the song isn't actually called Watch the Party Die. It's Untitled, and fittingly it almost exactly mirrors Untitled 1 from Untitled Unmastered. A song that prophesies the apocalypse that the industry is heading towards in its current state.
No more running from world wars. It's happening. No more pillow talking, jump starting neighborhood wars.
Just as John from Revelations prophesies that the church was giving itself over to Jezebel, Kendrick directly name drops Jezebel.
Now, again, yesterday, I know y'all couldn't understand what I was saying, but I was basically saying, like, they replaced Jezebel with twerking. So I every time I hear the word Jezebel, I always think of twerking. I always think that Jezebel is like women twerking. It's like ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, this is very interesting. This is very interesting that they chose to use the biblical term. And I think that this does mirror that because he did bring up two Christian rappers and some of the stuff that he was talking about. And plus he was praying throughout the whole, was talking to God. Excuse me. He was talking to God throughout the whole record. Just like on 616, it's basically saying like, these guys are trying my patience and I'm kind of sick of it. And I know God, I need some guidance because what's about to happen, yeah, it's about to go down.
Here as what's leading artists to jail.
The end result in jail by Jezebel, a drugged up full of lies.
His prophecies about Drake's fate and Euphoria are expanded here.
Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? Just walk that man down, that'll do everyone a solid. It's love, but tough love sometimes gotta result in violence.
Arguing that just walking Drake down on the world stage isn't enough to save the youth, but that it was an early warning of the larger implosion coming everywhere in the culture.
Burn a whole village, we start over, here's really that time.
From media sources like DJ Academics,
the radio personality pushing propaganda for salary,
to scammers,
they glorify scamming, you get chipped over this credit card,
to people using their music to promote violence or just flexing their wealth.
We even kill the killers cause they like taking innocent lives. Flashy nigga with nasty decisions, using money as a backbone.
Taking down Drake was really to him just an example.
Yeah. The more I hear this song, the more I understand why people hate it. Again, Kendrick Lamar is a person who puts a mirror up in front of you. And I think that what he's doing in this song definitely does that. You know what I'm saying? And he's sick of it. And I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people are sick of Kendrick, but Kendrick is sick of them too, because people are sick of hearing the truth. People love to hear propaganda. They love to hear propaganda because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel safe. It makes them feel like nothing's going on. The lies that have been told to people, they okay with the lies. They live with the lies. They've been okay with it for years. And Kendrick is basically trying to wake people up one person at a time. He woke a lot of people up. But it's the reason why it's the way it is. Because people they are okay and they're comfortable with the lies that they live in. They made peace with it. You know what I'm saying?
Example of the larger shift he prophesizes is coming next, and parallels throughout the lines on this song and the diss tracks reinforce that. He says,
"Why reason with these niggas if they can't see the future first?"
which establishes his role as a prophet, but also references the song that started the beef, Like That, a song where Future came first. That line about scammers and credit card chips echoes back to this line on Euphoria.
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway.
And these lines kind of make it clear that he wasn't just talking about Drake. The role this song plays is expanding the meaning of that original line. He did say everybody want to be demon, not just Drake. That the entire industry is following that spiritually corrupt path that he called out Drake for, and they're all doomed to go down with him.
Hellcat, made his own boys in them types LA solo K.
The cover of the track displays a picture of black Air Forces, which can be interpreted in a couple of ways. The first and most obvious is,
well, we already know what black Air Forces is for. Those are the crash out boys. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that you do the doing them Jones. You already know. We already know.
Kendrick using the picture to show what time he's on, as black Air Forces are associated with being dangerous and ready for action. The second way you can interpret this image is as a response to Drake's diss track Push-Ups, where he shows a size 7 shoe label to mock that Kendrick is short and has small feet, I guess. There's a third way you can interpret this picture, but I'll get to that point a little later. Kendrick here is most likely speaking about the current status of hip-hop culture or even the entertainment industry as a whole. In an age where a money-hungry industry shamelessly provides self-deprecating and detrimental content a platform and promotes said content from being a shameful embarrassment to the new standard, Kendrick seems to be calling for an end to this spectacle. It's worth noting that this song was timely released exactly when the 2024 VMAs commenced, quite literally interrupting the party. Kendrick speaks about the violence.
See what I mean? Like Kendrick, and this is what makes me think that he's not gonna probably go to the Grammys. He's not gonna go. I don't know. But I don't know. But yeah, this is what I mean. He's deep. He's too deep for some people. And people don't like that. They hate it. They hate the fact that he's like that. But he has to keep being this way because that's the only way you're going to bring change. That's it.
In the cycle of death, saying, "We even kill the killers because they like taking innocent lives," hinting at the way even those who commit violence are caught in a vicious cycle of destruction. He follows with a call to burn it down and start over. With the context of Kendrick Lamar's artistic career starting as an advocate for his community and the incarcerated in Section 80, to a voice for the voiceless in Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, to giving up and feeling defeated regardless of what you do on Damn, to giving the black community a roadmap to healing on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It seems that Kendrick Lamar has come to the conclusion that trying to reason with people who don't see the bigger picture is pointless because they don't want to see it. He expresses that there's no...
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I just said. People don't want to see the truth. They don't care for it because they okay with the lies. They sleep with them. They live with them. They do whatever with them. They shop with them. They eat. They take a poop, take a dump with the lies. They love the lies. They love the way you be lied to. They being lied to. They love it. This is exactly why Kendrick Lamar is so important, because he does things that people need to see. Y'all need to see this.
No use in arguing with those who are blind to the future when the circus is already in full swing. He condemns the glorification of scamming and superficial lifestyles many promote, calling out influencers and those who talk down on him for not playing along with the industry's trends. But understands they don't hate him, rather they hate what he stands for. Kendrick gives them a reminder that he has consistently embodied patience, integrity, and wisdom, qualities that are rare in a world obsessed with instant gratification and fame. Personally, I believe this implies they not only hate what Kendrick stands for, but they hate the fact that they don't embody the same qualities. Conversely, he said,
That's true. I said that too. They don't like the fact that he's doing something that they will never do. They're so afraid. They live their life on most people are this instant gratification. They live their life on repeat. Wake up, eat, go to sleep. Well, wake up, work, eat, go to sleep. Wake up, work, eat, go to sleep. There's nothing else to them. That's why you see people like academics who they're accustomed to this type of life. They don't look deep into things. And it's like everything is shallow. Even when he goes deep, it's still shallow. Like, well, we all know what the sneakers mean, but why would he want to diss Drake? Why did he drop it this time? They're not even worried about what the song actually means. They more like were concerned about why he dropped the song at 11:03 a.m. in the morning. That's what they're worried about more than actually what the song actually means or the messaging behind it. It's just stupid.
and acknowledges the few that are actively seeking to empower themselves through reading and education, making a clear distinction between the men of substance and spiritual depth and the men who are devoid of it. Now, as to who Kendrick is alluding to when he mentions these two camps can be referred back to the Black Air Forces on the cover of the track. Bluntly, if the shoes fit, wear them.
The choice of artists he name drops throughout the song is very intentional. He sees them all as positive influences on his own life that refuse to sell their souls and stuck to their own values and morals. From saxophonist Terrence Martin
said I'm mentally with layers, true.
to fellow Compton native Jay Estrada
My nigga Jay Estrada said I gotta burn it down to build it
to
up.
D1, a rapper turned Tufts University professor who holds his Christian faith at the center of everything he
I
does,
wanna be empathetic, my heart like D1.
to Lecrae, another known Christian rapper.
Sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do.
These artists never reached the mainstream despite their positive messages and influences, for a lot of the same reasons people had the reaction to this song that they did. After Kendrick's Not Like Us, a lot of people were expecting a party hit, but Kendrick is expressing in this song that he sees the need for a spiritual reset, a somber and slower death to the old way of doing things that won't be.
That's true. A lot of y'all, and again, that goes back to you don't understand Kendrick Lamar. You don't understand Kendrick Lamar. You think that he's supposed to do songs because he did a up-tempo record. You think he's supposed to now drop nothing but songs like that. And that's the reason why the song Broccoli didn't come out, because he trying to get you to understand that this ain't a party. You know what I'm saying? He's playing that line where you got to be successful, but also you got to have a message behind it.
Fun at first. That's gonna take a longer and deeper reflection on the way culture does what it does now. A realization from the artist on top that push perversion and a messed up way of living, that they won't just be leading the youth down the wrong path, they're also leading themselves to their own caskets.
You parading gluttony without giving truth to the youth. The graveyard is company, just tell us what casket the truth.
Finally, in a gut-wrenching line, Kendrick states, "Would trade all of y'all for Nip," expressing his disappointment in the state of the culture, making it clear that Nipsey Hussle, a symbol of integrity and growth, is worth more than the collective empty behaviors of those that are currently occupying the
That's 100% facts. 100% facts. Nipsey Hussle it's I hate to even talk about it, because every time I talk about it, it just crushes me. I didn't even know Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know him from a can of paint, but I felt his sentiment. I felt what he was talking about in his interviews. He was a good person. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect, but he was a good person. And you see what happened to him. And this is where we saying, everybody always talking about Kendrick Lamar's preachy, but how many rappers have gotten deleted in the past 10 years? That if we would have took a different approach to some of this stuff, that probably would have never happened. How many? Too many. One is too many. Like literally, one is too many.
industry. In the course of the track, Kendrick essentially breaks into prayer, talking to God about his divided thoughts on what he should do, saying, God, bless these words. Dear God, bless how I think. Dear God, draw the line. They're trying to confuse them with me. The chorus highlights that at the end of the day, Kendrick desires peace and clarity, and he's pleading for some sort of divine intervention, but ultimately decides to continue with raging war, saying, Dear God, please forgive me. You know how hard I try. I think it's time for me to watch the party die. Listening to this, you can't help but feel this intense weight of emotion in Kendrick's voice,
leading to moments throughout this reflection where he could hardly hold back his anger and disposition of violence, even holding himself back from finishing one of the threats during this moment of the song.
But I will.
At its core, this track is a response to everything. His critics, the fake narratives, and hip-hop. Throughout his discography, Kendrick Lamar has taken many approaches to these sentiments, using music as a weapon to dismantle what he sees as wrong and rebuild something meaningful. And throughout this entire...
Yes. And we all here for it. We all here for it. I think the next record is going to be so crazy and so deep that it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. I think the next record is going to be mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to... I don't know what he's going to do. I don't want to predict anything. But it's definitely going to be on some biblical. You know what I'm saying? Some biblical theories. But... because he's always been like that. He's always sprinkled that in his music. But I definitely think his next song is going to be like, okay, yeah, this is crazy. Like, I'm telling you, he's going to cut a lot of people deep with his next song.
Process, he's watched the art form he loves decay before his very eyes. Kendrick has reached a breaking point where words simply aren't enough. He's done explaining and he's done reasoning with those who refuse to listen. Instead, he's preparing to make a bold and undeniable statement through his actions, forcing people to see the truth even if they've been ignoring it all along. So he's popping out and showing niggas, and whatever he does next will most likely be the embodiment of this new unapologetic approach.
Yeah, man. So you already know links will be in the description. Yeah, man. I think we're dealing with this Kendrick. I'm calling him the Nat Turner Kendrick. This what this is. Nat Turner. He's Nat Turner. Nat Turner Kendrick. He is the destroy and rebuild Kendrick. This is what this is. I think Kendrick has everything Kendrick has done. I think at this point, he's trying to make a statement to the point where he changes something. I think now he feels like he did, because you can see that in Mr. Morale in the Big Steppers. I think that he felt as though he changed some things, but I think this time now, he's really trying to change some things. You know what I'm saying? I think him battling Drake is not enough. I think he wants to battle the industry. It's not just Drake. He wants to battle the problem. The problem is we ain't taking things serious. We out here, we let our genre just go to waste. And I think that's what he's saying. He's saying like, well, this is the time to actually change everything. Here is the time to get rid of everything. We are at this point. We got to rebuild. Destroy and rebuild. And I think that's what it is. So, but, 6 o'clock show coming up, man. Y'all make sure y'all check them Jones out, the earlier shows. And again, I apologize for the mess up of the other episode. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into that joint. I had the Grim Reaper joint on. I still got it, but I'll try the Grim Reaper another time. I ain't feel like putting it on. So all right, you guys have a good afternoon, man. 6 o'clock show coming up. You know what it is, man. Also, too, I'm going to be doing a James Earl Jones episode where I go through the history of his life. If y'all don't know who he is, y'all will see that video coming through. And I have another weekend video coming up. Make sure y'all check that out. And I also am doing a reaction to prayer. So that's going to be coming up this week. Make sure y'all check that out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So it's going to be a couple of things coming up, man. So thank y'all for supporting this channel. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all like family to me. I love y'all, man. We don't agree all the time, but We can agree to disagree, and that's the best part. All right, see y'all. Peace. Bye.